If you're watching after the live, you're probably gonna have to fast forward a little bit. Got the old homemade pre-workout. This is it's like a medium strength one. It's got 200 milligrams of caffeine. The strong ones usually have 300, but it's actually a little too hot. You gotta let it cool down temperature wise. So let's see. So I'm just gonna hang out until Brian and Sailor are coming over. I think those are the only ones on the team coming over for the Sunday lift. I think Mike said he's beat up from working with the Masons, the Stones. But it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. Let's see. So today's training usually is usually from it's supposed to be heavy training. But let's see. USA making says how much you earn from live vlog. I'm not sure, man. Depends on the video, I guess. Depends on the super chats and all that stuff. Sometimes we get some super chats. Sometimes there's some people out there that like to give super chats. So let's see. We got the bots. We got some bots in the chat. Good old bots are back. But let's see. Jay says, where you get that cool hoodie? This hoodie was a gift. It was a gift. I've had it for a little bit, and I like to. This is my lifting hoodie. Let's see. Sim, whatever, however, let's call him Sim for short. Says, "Who are you, man?" With a little smiley face. My name is Nick. I'm an arm wrestler, professional arm wrestler. I used to be a professional powerlifter, and yeah, that's what we do. So I tell you what, Sim, if you like arm wrestling, maybe you're curious what arm wrestling is. You picked the right spot. And then let's see. Dixon says that runs the bots out. Yeah, we're pretty good at getting the bots to hop out. Let's see. USA says, where are you from? I'm from the same spot you're probably from. The USA. Dixon says he looks like he's from Denny's. I'll take that. You talking about one of the bots, maybe? I'd definitely probably be more of a Waffle House guy. But let's bring it back to arm wrestling. Even though waffles are always nice to talk about, let's go back to arm wrestling. We got some new people in the chat, so let's be a perfect time for me to tell you there is an incredible pay-per-view on this channel. It's under memberships. There's 9 incredible matches. Legends, young guns, up and comers, some of the best men, some of the best ladies in the country, from all over the country. And all you have to do is become a member for STONEtv, and you'll get access to all the pay-per-view channels, as well as any other member exclusive video. So it's good. I highly recommend you guys check it out. So let's see. I'll tell you what, guys. Bring it back to arm wrestling. If you guys want to talk, ask some questions about arm wrestling, because that's what we do here. We don't talk about anything. Let's see, what's the right word? Weird? Maybe that's the best way you could do it. Oh, there we go. We got an arm wrestling question. So Dixon says, do you think you could arm wrestle a bear? I don't know. That's lots. That's a loaded question. There's different types of bears. There's black bears. There's brown bears. There's even polar bears. And even koala bears, but I don't think they're technically bears. Claws removed. Who is going to be able to? I tell you what, whoever has that job to declaw a bear, that's a shitty job. That's a tough job, declawing bears. So let's see. I think I'm just gonna start removing some of these comments. Yeah. So usually we got moderators in here, but if you guys are doing stupid comments, I'm just gonna delete them, because not worth any time. Let's see. But let's do this. Today's training is going to be good. If there's any cool people in the chat, any cool, nice and regular people, not weirdos, not bots, you're definitely going to enjoy training. So looks like we got a good amount of bots in the chat. I thought we got rid of all the bots. Yesterday's live was pretty good. Had some fun. Had some friends in the chat. Let's see. We got a question that says, what's the most important exercise for arm wrestling? What's the most? Beside, I would say arm wrestling itself. It seems like a silly question, But the best way to get better at arm wrestling is to train arm wrestling. And then after that, if you're looking more for weights, something with the hand, something with the arm. Oh, appreciate that, Josh. I was just about to. So we got what's it called? The moderator. We got the moderators in the chat. So all the bots, watch out, watch out. So Dixon says, if I was going to jump into an arm wrestling game, what exercise would you say is essential? Wrist flexion, pronation, elbow flexion, and inner elbow strength. We call it side pressure. John says rise, maybe. Yep, definitely rise. Definitely rise is a very important strength and skill to have in arm wrestling. Dixon says arm wrestling itself, genius. It's one of those thinkers, because I try to actually, this is probably the first week I don't get more than 2 practices in a long time, but I usually try to get 2 to 3 practices a week plus weights. Because I feel the more you're on the table, the better you're gonna get. So let's see. Creepa says hi. What's up, Creepa? If you got any arm wrestling questions, let me know, because this is an arm wrestling channel. We talk about arm wrestling stuff, maybe some powerlifting stuff, gym stuff. But it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. Got the old handy dandy pre-workout. So John says, how long do you take off before a tournament or a big match? It depends. So I usually take certain exercises will be 2 or 3 weeks out. Other exercises will be 1 week out. My usually last hard table time is 1 to 2 weeks out, something like that. But it depends, News. What's up, man? What's up, Brian? I should see you soon. No Mike today, I don't think. I don't think Mike's coming. I don't know if Bill's coming. But we'll see in a little bit. Josh says, I gripped up with Logan yesterday. Goodness. Yeah, he's definitely a good puller. I after pulled with him a little bit before. First time Logan got me with the good video, the sneak shot video. First time I met Logan, I was at the Atlantic City East versus West. I just pulled with Jerry I went to a tournament, and all of a sudden, this guy comes up to me, and he asked me nice and nicely. He goes, "Hey, do you mind if we do some arm wrestling in a little bit?" He says, "I'm new. You mind if we do some arm wrestling?" So I said, "Yeah, sure. We'll do some arm wrestling." And they had a secret cameraman behind me, and I thought he was new, so I was being nice to him. And then the next day, I know he's on. Hey, check out the Facebook, which I thought was funny. You know, the next time we pulled, I wasn't nice to him, and it was a different story. The camera he didn't want to take the camera out that time. Let's see. Brad says, on our way. Drive safe, man. More gains for me. Smart man. Smart man. Josh says he's deceptively fast. Yeah, he's very fast. He got a good hit. He kind of pulls like he's kind of got like a I call it the Japanese top roll. If you ever watch any of the Japanese top rollers, they you know, it's heavy through the thumb, heavy pronation, but they will lose their flexion, but they won't lose their thumb. You know, last time I've seen, that's what it's kind of like. But it's quick. It's definitely quick. Very. Josh is very. Yep. Nikki's got a match with Wayne Withers, which should be interesting. Brian says I'm bringing 2 lemons, so that's for the pre-workouts. If anyone else is wondering why he's bringing lemons, it's for the pre-workout. It's for the pre-workout. Yep, I did forget. Thanks for the reminder. Supposed to put the socials in the description. I appreciate the reminder. I will definitely. I'll get there. Because remember, at one point, I was forgetting the hashtags. But good thing we got some good friends that give some nice, friendly reminders. You know, maybe 1 or 2 more friendly reminders, and it will be ingrained in the brain. Brian says LOL. Well, we must have got rid of all the bots. You know, appreciate if whoever got rid of the bots. I think it was Josh. But yeah, they were getting interesting. They all came at once, you know. Josh says, wonder where all the trolls went. LOL. Beat me to it. Oh yeah, that's funny. That is funny. Wherever they are, I hope they're doing good. I hope they're nice and in a comfortable spot. Maybe eating some popcorn on the couch, watching some old cartoons. One could hope. But there's probably, if I know those bots, they probably just went from one chat to someone else's chat. So whoever's chat they're in, good luck. Because I looked real quick. I don't think I can kick out anybody. I don't think I can put anybody in timeout. I don't think. Uh-oh, someone was put in timeout for, that looks like, does that say 86K, 86,000 seconds? He probably deserved it somehow. 24 hours. It seems a lot worse when you say 86,000 seconds. Somehow it does. 24 hours, that's fair, you know. It's a lot of, let's see. What's up, Lucky? Thanks for watching. If you got any arm wrestling questions, let me know. If you got, or if you have anything coming up, you got any matches coming up or anything, definitely throw it in the chat. If you know, what we're doing the old pre-lift live. Let's see. I think it's just Brian today. I think he's the only one from the team making it. So Lucky says, "What's your favorite move?" In arm wrestling, I would say my favorite move to see is called the tomahawk, and you may not know what that is. If you do, you know what it is. It's kind of like some people would say a press. Some people would say, I don't even know. It's a tomahawk. I'll have to. It's kind of like a press, but it's a press where there's also some elbow extension. You know, so it's a very violent move. You know, and if you mess up, if someone blocks that move, um, it can hurt the user just as much. You know, um, I was able to do. I pulled one tomahawk. The tomahawk originally is from the High Chief. You know, he's the one that made it first. Um, but I was able to pull it off one time in an actual match. Actually, I think twice, but only one time was a pin. One time they fouled, and that was versus Yoshioki Shishido from Japan. So let's see. Brian says Sailor's coming too. Maybe she'll make on the lucky one someday. It could be. It could be. Lucky if you're looking for if you're looking for any new lady arm wrestlers to have on the podcast, hit up Sailor. You know, Sailor. Oh, let's see. Lucky says, "Send her my way, please. Would love to." Oh, awesome. Let's see. I don't know if they have Facebook or anything. I don't think they have Facebook. Maybe I can give you. I don't know if they have Facebook, Lucky, or any type of social media. I don't think they do. Brian and Sailor. You don't. Wait, they have Instagram. Don't you have Instagram? Brian and Sailor. Maybe that's how you guys can contact each other through Instagram. If not, I can, be the middleman or whatever. Give the number. No, let's see. Lucky says I have Insta, or I'll send you my phone number. All right, cool. Yeah, either one of those works. If I think, I don't think, I think Sailor and Brian have Instagram. I can't remember. let's see. So let's see. Josh put up a link to. Is that Lucky's Facebook? Lydia Wood. Oh, okay, that's Lucky's Facebook. So my original plan for lifting today was I was going to do tomorrow's lift today, which is more of a medium heavy, like a heavy 15 to 20 reps, but after yesterday's lift, I'm gonna do a recovery lift today, because I feel pretty good, but there was some stuff like that speed side it wasn't that much weight, but there was a lot of force going through the joint. Those sloppy pronation lifts at the end were very, very, those were taxing, which was good and bad. They're a lot sloppier than I would hope, but I didn't lose my pronation. I lost other things, but I didn't lose my pronation, which is the goal. Just reading some of these comments. So let's see. Loki says, match coming up is a good round robin super match with Scarlett Wood from Georgia and Kim Wood from Michigan. So it's going to be interesting and so much fun. I think I'm familiar with. I think I've seen Scarlett before. I think I've seen her arm wrestle, but I don't think I've seen Kim before. I remember I saw the Facebook page or some kind of advertisement. I think it was on Facebook where it was the Battle of the Woods, because I think they all have the last name Wood or something. But that should be interesting, A nice round robin is always interesting and exciting. Should be very interesting. Lucky says, "Yep, Into the Woods." That's a good one. That's better than Battle of the Woods. Into the Woods. That's a good one. Devil says, "Yo, dude, what's up, man? I'll tell you what. This might be your first time watching the channel. It might be your first time hearing about arm wrestling. That's an actual sport. So if you got any questions about arm wrestling, let me know. Even powerlifting. Lucky, I got a question for you. I'm trying to get more familiar with female arm wrestling. I'm still not super familiar. But what's your top 10 female arm wrestlers only in America, USA, only in USA? Top 10, any weight class, top 10. Let's see. Lucky says, what's your next event? So I will find out tonight and tomorrow. I'm gonna have an answer either tonight or tomorrow. It's looking like I'm gonna have a match in December. If not, if I'm not able to, I'm just waiting on one date of a family party that might fall on the same date as a match. If I do the match, I'm gonna hold off on the Dungeon Super Series for a little bit. So the next event for the Dungeon Super Series will probably be January, February, something like that. Um, but I will know tonight or tomorrow if I can do that match. And I think you guys are going to be excited. It's a good match. It's a very exciting match. And Lucky says, "Are you going to compete powerlifting?" Um, right now, I don't really have any. It just seems crazy to say, because when I was a powerlifter, I could never imagine saying this, but I don't really have any interest in competing in powerlifting. Um, you know, I enjoy arm wrestling more. I have more fun with arm wrestling. Um, arm wrestling is less painful, in my opinion. The reward, the cost is way more. The risk is less too. Like powerlifting, you can, if you make a mistake, you could, break your back or break your neck. You know, big injury that you might not be able to walk away from. But arm wrestling, worst case scenario, um, if you break your arm or rip a bicep or pop a pec or something, you know, worst case scenario, you'll be able to walk to the hospital, versus like worst case scenario powerlifting, you might not be walking after, kind of thing. But that is definitely weird to say, because if you asked me that 6 years ago when I was still powerlifting, it would have been a completely different answer. But let's see. So Lucky, this is her top 10. It's going to be Sarah Backman, Aaron Wilson, Mir Valente, Katie Hankey, Danielle Evanson, Michelle Dugan, Maddie Walker, Kelly Bills, Shauna Wagner, Emma Heck. Those are definitely some good names. Is that in order? Starting at number 1, Sarah. Is that in order, and then working his way down? That's what I would think. But Mir is definitely good. She is. I wonder how heavy is Mir and how heavy is Sarah Backman? Are they about the same weight? Are they like 150? Once or that could be a really cool match. Mir versus Sarah. So let's see. Lucky says, well, Sarah is number 1, but with the mixed classes, I couldn't put the rest in order. They are both 70 kilogram, 154. That could be a good match. That could be a very good match. Sarah versus Mir. Because I don't know. I feel like both those athletes are in a position where it's challenging for them to find a match that they're not super dominant, or they have to wrestle up weight classes, which make things interesting. I think the let's see, with Barbora in the women's class now and Gabby in the women's class, I think Barbora is like, she's doing the same gap with the women's, and I think from 1, 2, and 3, I think it might even be a further gap from than what the men are dealing with. If that makes sense. So let's see. So Devil says Danielle. not sure if I know who those ladies are. If I maybe if I seen a picture, but I'm not sure if I'm familiar with those ladies arm wrestlers. Devil. Lucky says yes, definitely agree. Definitely agree. Um, yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting. Because like Barboa and Gabby, they're in the position where who who else are they gonna pull? Who's number three? Um, you know, uh, but it's very interesting. It's very interesting. At least to me, I would think you guys think it's interesting too. So let's see. Josh says, "What about Nadia?" Oh, how can we forget Nadia? How much does she weigh? Is she lighter or is she 154? Because I'm, as a super heavyweight, you know, I've only recently started diving into the weight classes since I started, on the promoter side. So I'm still new to weight classes. Let's see. Lucky says 100% Gabby versus Babora left will prove if Babora is truly the new GOAT, but I'm holding hope for Gabby. Number 3 is Eagle. Yeah, it could definitely be. I'm rooting for Gabby too, but man, I'll tell you what, um, Barbora, how tall is Gabby? She's like 5'6" or something, right? And Barbora's 6'5" or something, almost 300 pounds, 6'5". She's got the size that most men would kill for. 6'5", 280 or something. Most men would. She's bigger than most men. Um, so is Gabby, but Barbora's got the size and the height. Um, and if I'm not mistaken, didn't Eagle have a match with um, Gabby or Sarah? I can't remember. But guys, I don't know if you saw that, but Brian just showed up. So let me read through these comments real quick. We're gonna get ready to lift. Loki says that camera guy, she's definitely be top 10 on the 154s. I definitely agree. Josh says she's a fucking tank, but she's probably 140 or more. Okay, that's what I was saying, something like that. Igla is how you say it. I appreciate that. I'm not the best reader, so I need all the help I can get. And she says Gabby is 5'1". She's half an inch shorter than me. Oh, she's short. All right. Brian says we are in the house. He's telling us to get the hell off the chat. We got to lift. So we will leave it there. Thank you very much, guys, for watching. Hope you enjoyed. But we got to get some lifting in, and we'll see you next time.